On the eve of the Lunar New Year, in 2006, Ye Henghui, the police chief of Yuzhong District in Chongqing, received an urgent phone call. The caller demanded his presence at the Great World nightclub within 10 minutes. Arriving just a few minutes late, Chief Ye was humiliated, forced to toast every person in the room, from the young women to the underworld kingpin presiding over the scene. The proud chief, overwhelmed by shame and indignation, broke down in tears on the spot. Who could reduce a decorated officer of the People's Police to such a state of submission and disgrace? The answer was Wen Qiang, the former director of the Chongqing Justice Bureau and deputy director of the city's Public Security Bureau. What might seem like a scene ripped from a gangster film was, in fact, a stark reality within the very ranks of law enforcement. It laid bare the chilling extent to which organized crime had infiltrated the fog-shrouded city of Chongqing. You're watching The Fall of China's Corrupt Police Chief, a tale of lust, greed, and dirty money on the True Crime in the World channel. As always, if this story grips you, don't hesitate to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the most infamous cases from around the globe. You're watching The Fall of China's Corrupt Police Chief, a tale of lust, greed, and dirty money on the True Crime in the World channel. As always, if this story grips you, don't hesitate to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the most infamous cases from around the globe. Wen Qiang once held unrivaled power in Chongqing. His name evoked images of cash stashed in fish ponds, affairs with glamorous actresses, and corruption on an unimaginable scale. Standing at 5 feet 5 inches with a stocky build, square face, and glasses, the diminutive official was rarely seen without his signature Louis Vuitton belt. That belt, often unbuckled in the presence of famous starlets, became synonymous with Wen Qiang's scandalous romantic exploits. After his arrest, it became fodder for tabloid headlines and entertainment media. Upon his capture, Wen Qiang confessed to his illicit relationships with numerous actresses. At the height of his power, whenever a starlet performed in Chongqing, Wen Qiang ensured they spent the night with him. If a celebrity resisted, he would pay exorbitant sums to obtain their private information, using it as leverage to coerce their compliance. Rumors swirled online that Wen Qiang once competed with Shaanxi's wealthiest tycoon, Li Zhaohui, for a single night with South Korean actress Kim Hee-seon. In 2005, Kim starred in the film Myth, which premiered in China. The film's producers brought her to Chongqing for a promotional event, drawing a crowd of influential figures. Li Zhaohui, the Shaanxi magnate, offered $80,000 to dine with Kim. As her manager negotiated with Li's secretary, a gang of men in black stormed the backstage area, smashing equipment and shouting aggressively, "Boss Wen Qiang of Chongqing has his eyes on her. Back off." In the end, Wen Qiang allegedly paid $200,000 to secure a night with Kim Hee-seon. The truth behind this story, and its aftermath, remains known only to those involved. If the Kim Hee-seon tale seems shrouded in speculation, another rumor about Wen Qiang's affair with actress Ying Tao is far more detailed. It was said that Wen Qiang kept Ying Tao as a mistress under a formal contract. When the rumor broke, Ying Tao's pristine image as a rising star crumbled overnight, plunging her acting career into a devastating crisis. Beyond his exploits with celebrities, Wen Qiang also coerced Chen Guangming, a female police officer, into remaining unmarried for a decade. Chen, the former head of the Economic Crimes Unit of Chongqing's Public Security Bureau, hailed from a police family in Sichuan. With 28 years of service and 3 distinguished commendations, she had personally arrested over 7,000 criminals, mostly involved in drug trafficking and addiction, earning her the title Heroine Against Narcotics. Her illustrious career should have been a beacon of pride, but her association with Wen Qiang destroyed it. After his arrest, Chen was investigated, admitted to an affair with him, and was forced into early retirement, stripped of all her titles. Wen Qiang's depravity extended even further. He dispatched his henchmen to local schools to scout for beautiful young women. At least 4 schoolgirls fell victim to his predation while still students. How could Wen Qiang wield such unchecked power with such brazen impunity? B. Wen Qiang's early years were marked by hard work and ambition. Yet, Unable to resist the allure of wealth and power, he veered onto a perilous path, an invisible track that led him hurtling toward ruin. Born in 1955 in Zhengjia Town, Ba County, Chongqing, Wen came from humble beginnings. His parents worked at a local general store, raising 7 children, 5 boys and 2 girls. As the second son, he earned the nickname Second Brother One in underworld circles. After junior high, he was too short to enlist in the military. To ease his family's burden, he joined a youth volunteer program in the countryside. It was there that he began dating Zhu Xiaoya. Determined to rise above his circumstances, Wen Chang studied diligently, driven by a desire to secure a better life for his family. In 1977, he gained admission to the Sichuan Provincial Police Academy. After graduating, he was assigned to a police station in his hometown, launching his law enforcement career. Soon after, he and Zhu Xiaoya married. Financial constraints meant they skipped a wedding ceremony, and a year later, they welcomed their son, Wen Jiahao. Wen Chang approached his work with meticulous care, unflinching resolve, and a willingness to risk his life to solve cases. His dedication earned him rapid promotions, and colleagues harbored no envy, recognizing the sacrifices behind his success. In 1983, during a nationwide crackdown on crime, Wen Chang emerged as a key figure in Ba County's Public Security Bureau. His outstanding performance caught the eye of Zhang Wenbin, the county's party secretary, who praised his exceptional ability and bold work ethic. From that moment, Wen Chang's path to power seemed boundless. In 1985, at just under 30 years old, Wen Chang was appointed Deputy Secretary of the Bay County Party Committee, achieving a meteoric rise through 3 major promotions in record time. Despite his elevated status, he remained fiercely dedicated. During a small-scale coal mine collapse, Wen personally descended into the shaft to lead the rescue efforts, an act that stunned city leaders and deeply moved the local community. In 1988, a Southwest Airlines plane crashed in Bay County. Debris, luggage, and victims were scattered across hillsides and rice paddies. Upon receiving the report, Wen Chang led a police team to the scene, wading through freezing floodwaters to assist in the grueling rescue operation. By 1992, at age 37, Wen Chang was named Deputy Director of the Chongqing Public Security Bureau, overseeing criminal investigations. His transition from rural Ba County to the bustling metropolis of Chongqing marked a significant leap, yet he retained the cautious, humble demeanor of his countryside roots. According to Chongqing media reports, Wen spearheaded the resolution of numerous high-profile cases, earning repeated commendations from the Ministry of Public Security. When Chongqing became a centrally administered municipality in 1997, Wen Chang rose to a senior management role within the city's government. A major criminal case in 2000 would propel him to the pinnacle of his career, cementing his status as a legend. In 1991, a ruthless armed criminal syndicate led by the notorious Zhang Jun emerged in China. For nearly a decade, Zhang's gang roamed the country, committing brazen robberies and leaving a trail of bloodshed. Initially targeting small shops, they consistently evaded capture. By 1995, Zhang Jun escalated to robbing jewelry stores, shooting anyone who dared resist without hesitation. In 2000, the gang ambushed an armored cash transport in Changde, Hunan, unleashing a hail of gunfire that killed 7 people and injured 5 in a horrific massacre. After months of surveillance and exhaustive investigations, the police finally caught a break. Zhang Jun was heading to Chongqing to meet his mistress. The Chongqing police mobilized, with Wen Chang taking personal command of the operation. On the night of September 19, 2000, Zhang Jun slipped into a dimly lit alley to rendezvous with his lover. After a brief exchange, he grabbed a travel bag and prepared to flee. Suddenly, elite police forces swooped in, pinning him to the ground. Wen Chang charged forward, pressing his boot onto Zhang Jun's face, and called his superiors. "Zhang Jun is down. He's under my foot." Over the years, Zhang Jun's gang, comprising 50 members, had murdered 28 people and injured dozens across Hubei, Hunan, and Chongqing, committing heinous crimes that terrorized the region. The capture of Zhang Jun sent shockwaves through southwest China, elevating Wen Chang to near-mythic status. Before the Zhang Jun case, in August 2000, another rising star in Chinese law enforcement, Wang Lijun, was making waves. 8 years later, Wang would be transferred to Chongqing, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown with Wen Qiang. At the time, however, Wen Qiang was basking in the glory of his triumph, oblivious to the storm looming on the horizon. It's said that as Zhang Jun was apprehended, he spat a curse at Wen Qiang. "One day, you'll end up like me. You won't resist the temptation. You'll walk this path too." At the time, Wen Qiang likely dismissed the words as the desperate rant of a defeated criminal, even joking about them publicly. Yet, no one could have foreseen how prophetic they would prove. A decade later, Wen Qiang would find himself ensnared by the law, facing a fate eerily similar to that of the very criminal he had brought to justice. Chongqing could well be China's most notorious gangster city. The underworld forces in Chongqing grew increasingly powerful, with rival factions clashing and overlapping in a chaotic web of crime. This escalation demanded a corresponding strengthening of police authority to maintain social order. At the heart of this power stood one man: Wen Qiang, the official directly responsible for overseeing security and public order. As the saying went, if you lived in Chongqing and didn't know Wen Qiang, you hadn't yet earned a place in the city's true criminal elite. Power, status, fame, and wealth, Wen Qiang held them all in the palm of his hand. From 1992, when he became deputy director of the Chongqing Public Security Bureau, Wen Qiang ascended to the zenith of his career, unknowingly setting the stage for his eventual downfall. His role in investigating cases required frequent interactions with underworld figures, and, over time, these relationships grew uncomfortably close. In Chongqing, Wen Qiang dominated major cases, particularly those of high significance. According to reports, at a birthday celebration for the daughter of notorious crime lord Wang Bing, Wen Qiang made a bold appearance, flanked by a few police officers serving as his personal guard, a spectacle that turned heads among locals. Wang Bing's operations centered on running underground casinos and loan sharking, earning him a reputation as Chongqing's top illegal gambling kingpin. In December 1996, Wang Bing and another crime lord, Wang Wunan, sparked a dramatic shootout in an alley straight out of a gangster film. Yet, when the dust settled, the Chongqing police swiftly arrested the involved criminals, except for Wang Bing, who emerged unscathed thanks to Wen Qiang's behind-the-scenes maneuvering. In the latter half of 1999, another major underworld figure, Wang Yunnan, opened an illegal casino and recruited Li Hong, the head of a police unit, to provide protection. In 2000, during a police raid on the casino, a staff member shot and killed an officer on the spot. Li Hong, tasked by superiors with investigating the case, destroyed records and fabricated evidence to evade accountability. Li Hong, it turned out, had been groomed and promoted by Wen Qiang himself. A prosecutor from the Chongqing People's Procuratorate later remarked that the city's underworld was effectively trained and shielded by its own police force. This wasn't unique to Chongqing. In 2000, nationwide crime rates surged by 63% compared to 1999, prompting the central government to launch the first national crime crackdown campaign in 2001. During this operation, Wang Bing was designated a Class A fugitive. When questioned about his ties to Wang Bing, Wen Qiang claimed the crime lord was merely a special asset cultivated to aid police investigations. Meanwhile, Wang Bing fled with his family to the United States, only to be extradited back to China in 2018. Wen Qiang protected many loyal henchmen, but one of them landed in serious trouble: Jie Kaiping, Chongqing's infamous female crime boss. Zi, who was Wen Qiang's sister-in-law, partnered with others to run casinos, illegally amassing vast sums of money. In November 2005, Zi was arrested. Fearing the case would implicate him, Wen Qiang enlisted subordinates to pull strings with the deputy director of investigations to smooth things over. In the end, Zi Kaiping was detained for just 5 months. As time passed, Wen Qiang sank deeper into a life of debauchery. Lavish parties, heavy drinking, beautiful women, and high-stakes gambling, with bets reaching tens of thousands of dollars per game. Under his leadership of the Public Security Bureau, Chongqing's crime landscape grew increasingly chaotic. Gangs operated with brazen impunity, as if the city were their playground. In return, these criminal organizations showered police officials with cash and women. In June 2008, Wang Lijun arrived in Chongqing from Liaoning Province, assuming the role of Deputy Director of the Public Security Bureau. In July 2008, Wen Chang was appointed Director of the Chongqing Justice Bureau. These two anti-corruption crusaders stepped into their new roles, setting the stage for a dramatic clash. Upon arriving, Wang Lijun launched an aggressive anti-corruption campaign, cracking 32,771 criminal cases and arresting 9,512 suspects. The operation was so expansive that Chongqing's detention centers were perpetually overcrowded. Wen Qiang, by contrast, grew conspicuously silent, rarely appearing in the media. Rumors of his ties to criminal syndicates began to spread, with whispers that his arrest was imminent. On August 7, 2009, while attending a conference in Beijing, Wen Qiang was summoned back to Chongqing for questioning. Some say Wang Lijun personally led a police team to the airport, escorting Wen Qiang from the plane to the station. On September 26th, Wen Qiang was formally arrested. Investigators searched his luxurious villa in Chongqing's Nanyuan district, uncovering a trove of opulent treasures, crystal chandeliers worth tens of thousands of dollars, a nationally protected second-grade carved stone Buddha head, and an array of extravagant artifacts. The police could only shake their heads, stunned by the sheer extravagance. On February 2, 2010, the Chongqing High People's Court opened a public trial for Wen Qiang's involvement in organized crime. The once legendary police hero faced charges of bribery, protecting and abetting criminal syndicates, possessing vast unexplained wealth, and rape. Prosecutors presented a ledger detailing an expenditure of 120,000 Chinese yuan, approximately 16,000 US dollars, labeled as payment for prostitution services. Wen Qiang vehemently disputed this, insisting the sum was compensation for accidentally groping a female student while drunk, an explanation he deemed more reasonable than the investigators' claims. Wen Qiang's wife, initially tight-lipped, erupted in fury upon learning of his numerous affairs, cursing him as a beast. In her anger, she led investigators to their villa, where they excavated a rooftop fish pond and uncovered 20 million CNY, approximately 2.8 million USD. On April 14, 2010, Wen Qiang was sentenced to death on multiple charges. He appealed, but the Chongqing High People's Court upheld the original verdict. On the morning of July 7, 2010, Wen Qiang was executed by lethal injection, ending his sordid saga. That afternoon, his son collected his remains. Before his death, Wen Qiang met with his sister and son one final time. He lamented that his demanding career had left him little time to spend with his son, whose academic performance suffered as a result. After high school, Wen Qiang and Zhu Xiaoya sent their son to study in Canada, but he returned after just 8 months, unable to adapt. The last gift Wen Qiang and Zhu Xiaoya gave their son was an internet cafe, funded with 250,000 CNY, approximately 35,000 USD in 2008. After his father's downfall, the business collapsed. Wang Lijun, meanwhile, flexed his authority, unleashing a seismic anti-corruption storm that rocked Chongqing. The city's government underwent a sweeping overhaul. During his tenure, Wang Lijun disciplined over 5,600 police officers. Some were fired, others sentenced to labor, and many faced criminal charges. Nearly every rank of Chongqing's police force, from top to bottom, was purged, with 3,528 new appointments filling the void in a historic restructuring. Over 900 officers had their reputations, salaries, and benefits restored, yet many cases remained unresolved. Over time, the scandals of the fog-shrouded city faded, swept away by the currents of the Yangtze River. Only those who suffered injustice carried the pain for a lifetime. What do you think of the life of this infamous kingpin who wielded unchecked power? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the most gripping cases on the True Crime in the World channel.